Well, I am a tech analyst and I work with an IT company in Canada. While I was working with this tech company, I figured out that most of my interests, that what I want to do in my daily life, it belongs with coding. Now, me being a tech analyst, it means that I am a very technical person, but it does not mean that I have very good programming skills. So in past 1.5 years, I tried to develop a lot of skills that were more related to development, and here I am today with you because I wanted to share everything which I learned to transition myself from a tech analyst to be a future engineer, or to be someone who might be interested more in an engineering position in 2023. Well, my name is Anshul and you're watching my YouTube channel, thetechwriteup.com, and let's get started. Starting with the number one thing is selecting and completing the courses. Now, a lot of people these days do want to have additional courses with their work, with their job, with their studies, and so on. Now, these engineering courses, these software development courses may be boring in the long run, and these people are not able to complete these courses as they go, and this is where they dream to be a engineer, to be working with Google, Microsoft, and so on, it ends at the very same time. Now, what I do is that I overcome this issue by creating my own programs. For example, I'm working on, or I'm learning React as a programming language. Now, what I do is that I go to Udemy, I look after the best courses available with an online community built on Discord. Now, Discords keep me engaged, it keeps me motivated as people are asking questions as they go. Now, what I do is that, let us say by end of 100 videos or 40 videos or 50 videos, I learn something. In case of React, if I am learning to I would say manage states in the programming language React. Now, at this point, I know how the states are defined. I know that how different folders are created, how different components are created, and every component is initiated in app.js file. Now, I know all those things at this point. So what I can do is that I can just create a very simple program. In my case, as I started React last month, I created a program where I could create a QR code generator. So what happened at that time was I was able to transition. I was able to put that knowledge that I learned through Udemy and I use that knowledge over somewhere. I was very happy with the end result, even though it is not a very beautiful looking web page over there, but hey, at least it works. You put in the link and it gives you a QR code for that website, and it is dynamic, as when we change anything over there, it does reflect the live changes over the web. So hey, now you know what I'm talking about. If you want to follow through the course, if you want to get through that course and get somewhere, you need to do some real-time implementation. The second thing, now we already know that 2023 is all about learning online. Even the big universities around there offering some courses like Rotman University, these people offer online courses for 6 weeks or 8 weeks. The Humber College, it is offering a lot of programs in software development these days. So all these courses are designed in a way that you get through the very basic things, but hey, you want to learn something, and if you want to learn something, you need to really engage in it. Now, what I mean by engaging is that, again, taking example of React, if I am learning React, I need to go to the APIs, I need to go through the documentation pages, the official React documentation from Facebook. Now, when I go over there, I can actually see into each and everything. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of state? What is the meaning of a function? What is the meaning of a component? And at that time, because I'm going to the official guidelines and I know each and everything over there, I'm able to get through a lot of things that I might not have been able to do just with that code. So reading those blogs, reading through those official documentations, the APIs, the docs, it is very important. So this is the second thing which I wanted to share as my journey is going on with this these programming languages. Now, the third thing is research. Whenever you you are trying to learn a programming language, you do need to do a lot of research. While I am doing React, it is not the first thing that I started. I would say I started my journey as a full stack web developer, and that was basically based on JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and so on. Now, as I know JavaScript and as I know Node.js at that point, I know that I need to select a framework. If I do not do that very first step of full stack web development on JavaScript, I never know that what are frameworks, and at that time I do not have anything to choose from, Angular, Vue.js, or React. So now I know that I can have three different things to select from, and as I know that the community with React is much more stronger than Angular and Vue.js, so this was something that I really wanted to do, and that is why I switched to React at this point. Now, the fourth thing which I want to talk about is important. While you are learning a new programming language, you do need to take down notes. Why I say that is that sometimes when you go through the course, there are a lot of things which you are not able to relate through. If you have an iPad, it is very good, you can do all those things on iPad. I use OneNote on my iPad or my MacBook so that I can switch on both of these devices, and every time I learn new thing, I take those notes on OneNote. I have a small diary as well where I put down or I note down the important topics, so that in future if I want to go through these topics, if I'm stuck somewhere, I know that this was the existing thing. Do make a habit of making I would say the table of contents, because if you are having your own table of contents, you know that when you are creating an XYZ application, let us say it is a weather application, and you're stuck somewhere right now, you have all those table of contents and you can scroll through 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and at some point you know that this particular topic is deliverable and it is there on this particular point of a table of contents. The fifth and the final thing is that do start to program on lead code. Now, algorithms and data structures are very important. I would say that it is not something that would get you a real-time job as a developer. Being a junior developer, you might not need lead code and you might not need to know a lot about the data structures. This is what a lot of people go through, but if you do not learn data structures with time, you do not feel confident in your job. I have a lot of people in my known who worked in big IT companies, and after some times they used to feel lost, and this is why people while working with these companies, the big tech giants, they do switch to their own YouTube channels and so on, because of the lack of interest. Now, because that thing is something that would be coming somewhere in the time, I would say start preparing yourself right now. Big companies like Amazon and Google, they do let you, or I would say there is a round over there where you have to give an examination through HackerRank, and HackerRank is something very similar to lead code. So when you are preparing for these interviews, you need to know the algorithms, you need to know the overtime complexity, and all those things are really important while you are going through this basic programming languages. Not basic, I would say these are the advanced languages these days. So lead code is something that you need to practice at least about 1 hour in a day. It will make you feel confident. Start with the easy problems and then you can progress towards medium and then towards expert level. I just started with lead code last month, and what I'm doing right now is all doing the easy problems over there. It does help me to understand the data structures much more better than what I used to understand before. Only if you know the data structures, you will know the actual course that you are doing on Udemy and so on. Otherwise, you are like, this guy is making a QR code generator and he is putting an if statement, a for statement, and so on. Those conditional statements does not make any sense if you do not know the overtime complexity of those statements. So hey, do the data structures first and then go towards a programming language. One last thing that I want to mention is that whenever you're trying to do a new course, do try finding that course on the official website of the developer. Let us say I'm doing Android development course. Now Google has an official certificate for Android development that they offer for free. It is a very fun course. I did that course in the past and I do want to share that course with you. I'll link it down somewhere in the description so that you guys know and you can have that course to learn or to gain some skills. So that was my journey from a tech tech analyst in a big IT company to a software developer transition. I don't know that I would be working as a software developer, but hey, I would be building a lot of stuff from now. I'll be updating my GitHub, putting some content over there, making my own website, sharing my projects with the world, and this is what I really enjoy about a software developer. So hey there guys, my name is Anshul. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.